examine the body, shall we?
No, I don't want you going in there. Less contamination, the better. Get moving on setting up the incident room. Never seen anything like it. Beggars belief. She's been sliced in two. Her skin is like a white china doll. God, my chest hurts.
Well, whoever killed her placed her body so she'd be found quickly.
I want details of all cars, vans, trucks parked in the area. Search all skips and bins for handbags, clothes, shoes, anything.
Never worked this side of the river before.
I know I had to catch 2 buses to get here. Do we know any details yet?
No, not yet. Morgan's given the uniforms their marching orders. My God, that does not look real.
This is the worst part. Look at this.
Barbara, look at the board.
Dean, can you cover her face?
It's a blow-up doll, isn't it? But it's in 2 halves.
Attention, everybody. We have a female victim, aged between 20 and 30. Naked, but with nothing to identify her. So that'll be our priority. Find out who the poor soul is.
We got anything in from pathology? We're kind of working blind, you know. It's hard to sort of see what she really looked like because of that slash to her mouth.
DCI Morgan's been at the lab all afternoon. He looked terrible. He should be in bed, as he's spreading his germs.
Walked miles. Done 100 door-to-doors and no one's seen anything, apparently. Have we got anything from the post-mortem yet?
No.
No, there's no one fitting a description from this area reported missing.
Anyone tried to contact DCI Morgan?
Not recently.
I'll do it.
Tea, anybody? Somebody must have really hated her to do that to her. Cut her face like that.
Well, I don't think we're looking at some kind of domestic violence.
Oh, really, Barbara? Very incisive. What do you think we're looking for, then? I mean, it would take some kind of a psychopath with a ready chainsaw in his bathroom.
Yeah. What? Okay, thank you. DCI Morgan's been taken to hospital suffering with pneumonia.
Told you he was sick.
Right, listen up, everybody. Well, picnic time, is it? For those of you who don't know me, I'm Detective Chief Inspector James Langton. I will now be heading up this inquiry due to the inability of DCI Morgan to continue running the show. This is DI Mike Lewis. Some of you have worked with him before. So, do we have her identified yet? Oh, my. By now, Travis, you should be used to post-mortem procedure.
Yes, sir. I've worked 3 cases now.
Good, because we don't want you crashing out and vomiting. Got anything to say?
No, sir.
You ever come across anything like this before, Mike?
No.
I want a tight lid on this one, complete press embargo.
No need to gown up. I'm ahead of you. I'm going to need a bit more time for the finer details. Her injuries are extensive. You taking care of her?
Correct. Veronica.
Poor DCI Morgan was in a really bad way. I had him shipped off to hospital before
Yeah, let's get cracking, will we? Enough time's been wasted already.
Not on my part. Your victim was between 24 and 30 years old, 5 feet 5 inches tall and 56 kilograms. The mutilation was done very professionally, perhaps by someone with surgical experience. Slicing through a body, cutting through muscle tissue, and then carefully through the spinal cord not only takes time, but these incisions are very neat and clean. The body was drained of blood before being severed. There are incisions made to the femoral artery and the right jugular vein. Again, this is no easy feat. One would require a pump and tubes. The cuts to her face were made with a scalpel. They are deep, slicing through the cheek to give the impression
That she's smiling.
Yeah. There's extensive bruising, just sections of the head, forehead, and midline. Some of the hair's been shaved off. Her hair, dyed, by the way, she's a natural blonde. You can see a tiny bit of regrowth in the parting. There's further bruising to her arms and thighs, and restraint marks on her wrists and ankles. Now, all of this would have taken some considerable time. Judging by the marks on her body, she would have had to be tied down. Badly bitten fingernails, by the way.
Did you get any fibers or anything that might help us?
No, her body was scrubbed clean with a rough brush, leaving nothing on her skin bar the abrasions.
And the time of death?
Within the last 36 hours. We're still working on her internal organs and toxicology. Her samples, but without her blood, we're not going to turn up anything satisfactory. I've taken hair and tissue samples for her DNA profile. DCI Morgan asked if we could help provide a photograph for identification of her face without the injuries.
Somebody somewhere must know who she is. She was lovely.
I don't know. Look how many girls we checked out. She don't match any one of them.
We're retaining a complete press blackout on what has been done to the victim, but an identical picture went out this morning's papers, appealing for information, because until we know who she was, we'll get nowhere fast. Good of you to join us, Travis.
This is impossible, sir. It sounds as if she recognises our victim.
Female?
Yeah.
Travis, take it.
Hello, it's DC Travis. Can I have your name, please?
Yeah, look, we're not giving out information at the moment, I'm afraid.
What's the problem, mate?
Some journo from the Telegraph, Richard Reynolds.
Tell him to piss off. Yes, John?
I've got another call that says it could be his sister.
Look, cut through the dross, prioritise them, ask about colouring, height, age, and if it's a match, we'll bring them in.
Okay.
What is it, Travis?
Hang on the line, please. It's a Sharon Bilkin says that the missing girl is her flatmate.
When did you last see her?
3 days ago.
What, do we have a name?
Louise Pennell.
Oh, we'll get her address. Go and see her.
Sharon Bilkin?
Hi. I've not got very long. I've got an audition this afternoon in the West End.
What kind of sick bastard would do all this?
I'm still working, but I thought you should know that your victim is missing a number of lower internal organs. What with this and the blood draining, it looks more likely that your killer has surgical experience.
This is Louise. She was trying to break into modelling like me. She had these done a few months back. It's her, isn't it, from the paper?
I'm gonna have to ask you some questions, okay? Can I take this?
Yeah. What's she done? Has she done something?
When was the last time you saw her?
Friday we went to a club. Well, I left her there and she didn't come back, but it's not unusual. Sometimes she stays out for days.
Does she work?
Yeah, part-time dental nurse. I mean, she gets paid peanuts because they're doing her teeth, you know, putting on caps. What's she done?
I'm sorry to tell you this, but it's possible your friend may have been murdered.
Yes. We need a positive ID, so bring her in. Yeah, we'll be here. We've maybe got her identified. Travis is bringing in the flatmate, no immediate family as yet. Veronica, is there any way you could clean her face up a bit?
So I need you to look at this girl and tell me if you recognize her.
But I did from the photograph, you know, I said it was her.
I know, but we need to be sure and with no next of kin.
Right.
You ready?
Yeah. What's been done to her? Her face? What's the matter with her face?
Is this Louise Pennell?
Why does she look like that? What's happened to her?
Now we've got to work.
That's the landlady. She owns the house.
A lot of dirty laundry, but not many new clothes. Some evening gear looks expensive. Ah, look at this. Very nice. Cashmere. And some new, hardly worn, compared with...
You reckon she was on the game?
You tell me. You don't get this kind of gear working part-time as a dental nurse.
I'm gonna go talk to the landlady. When was the last time you saw Miss Pennell?
They used to get back late, waking me up. But it would probably be last Friday. I saw her leave with Sharon. She had a flower in her hair. I remember that.
Did you ever see anyone with her? Anyone come visit?
No. Well, one night there was a ring on my doorbell. And there was this man there. Said he wanted her. Then he walked across the road to wait in his car.
Now we know who she is, Mike. What else have we got?
Well, she worked for a dentist, but got fired 3 weeks ago. His alibi checks out, said she was always late.
Paul, anything?
Not a lot. No letters or diary. Missing is a red coat with velvet collar and matching buttons. She was wearing it when she was last...
No friends, no boyfriends?
No boyfriends. There was an older guy she was seeing. The flatmate told Travis that Louise answered an advert somewhere, the Times. Or could it have been Time Out?
And?
Well, she thinks she got the job, but doesn't know what it was. But she was asking about getting a passport, said she needed it for a new position.
Check it out.
She used to go out and meet him and come back with a lot of clothes and stuff. And one time she looked really done in, do you know what I mean? Like, she had a bruise on her face. Said she'd fallen down the stairs.
Did you see him?
No.
Listen, sweetheart, we've no time to waste. Tell me about this man she was seeing.
Well, he was tall, dark-haired. He wore a long black coat.
This is DCI Langton.
Yeah, and he was giving her presents, right? Money?
Yeah, perfume. It was an old-fashioned one, smelled of lilac. And she started wearing odd makeup. Very pale with lots of black eyeliner and red lipstick, like a goth or something out of the Addams Family. And when she went out, she started to pin a red rose in her hair.
Travis, I want you to go back to the landlady, jog her memory, see if she can come up with anything about this older bloke that was seeing the victim, and question the neighbours again. Have we got anything on this new job the victim was supposed to have?
We've only got a possible time, read the advert, but I'm checking with Time Out and the lady.
Well, remember, it's something that required a passport.
Well, that's not much to go on.
Well, right now, it's all we've bloody got. Keep at it.
Sharon said that Louise used to go to local cafes to get free meals off the men she met there.
Well, have you been down there?
Not yet.
Paul, check them out.
Got it. Better read this.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Who cut Louise Pennell's mouth in two? How the hell did they get hold of that information?
Wait, this looks like the picture Sharon Bilkin had. It's not a dahlia, it's a rose.
We are going to get a load of calls from now on. As long as we hold off on the atrocities that Louise suffered, then maybe we can distinguish between the nutters and any real tip-offs. Get over there and close this down.
Hi. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I'm Richard Reynolds.
Anna Travis.
Nice to meet you. Do you want to come through to the newsroom? Or if you prefer, we can bag someone's office. More private. Crime desks, a bit like Piccadilly Circus. Just in here. Take a seat. I'll get some coffee organized. How can I help?
Well, it's about the article you wrote about the murder victim, Louise Pennell.
We didn't have much to go on as there hadn't been a press release.
Yes, but you wrote that her mouth had been slit in two.
That was in a letter that was sent in. I got another anonymous letter that likened your victim to somebody called Elizabeth. Elizabeth Short? You heard of her?
No.
Me neither. I haven't had a chance to look her up. To be honest, I've been sidelined by this young boy that's missing.
Do you still have the letter?
No, I don't. You know, I did call the police about it. I wasn't exactly taken seriously. Then I got the second letter. I don't have that either, I'm afraid.
Can you recall exactly what it said?
Thanks, Lex.
This second letter.
Like I said, we get a shed load of crank letters every time we lead with a murder story.
Thanks. But what did this one say?
Something about how the case of the Black Dahlia was never
Wait,
solved.
hang on. The Black what?
Dahlia.
What does that mean?
No idea. It's just what the letter said. How it was never solved, and now there was another one, the Red Dahlia.
Was it handwritten?
No, typed. That was the roses are red, violets are blue. Who cut her mouth in two? Was it, by the way? Cut in two.
Do you know a young woman called Sharon Bilkin?
Should I?
Okay, look, could you please get in touch with me if you get any more contact from anyone? This is my direct line. Thanks for your time.
My pleasure. Have you had lunch?
Fun?
Oh, there's a nice pub just around the corner.
Oh, no, I've got to get back. Thanks.
How about dinner one evening?
Apparently, it was a story cobbled together when they received the photograph.
What? You gotta know.
Actually, there's two of them.
Two?
It said exactly what Richard Reynolds printed in the paper.
Yeah, well, they had to have come from the killer because we never disclosed any of the wounds to the press. And the only person outside our team who saw them is Sharon Bilkin.
I'm on my way to her now.
I said they could take everything because I don't want her stuff. I got to get someone else in to pay the rent, but they've left some things in an old suitcase, so I've just shoved everything into it.
You just sold her a photograph, did you?
I didn't sell it.
Sharon, this is very important. You may not feel like you're withholding evidence, but you are. Are you sure you're telling me everything? You had a folder of photographs. Sharon!
Yeah, all right. I know this bloke, Kenneth. He's done some snaps of me, a couple for Buzz. I bumped into him when we got talking. I told him about Louise. Well, he came back here for a coffee and I showed him her pictures. I didn't think it'd matter.
Did you tell him about the marks on Louise's mouth?
No.
Will you stop cleaning for a minute, please? Did you give the journalist anything else?
I never even met him. Kenneth gave me 50 quid. I just want her stuff removed. She was always on the scrounge, pleading poverty. I mean, she'd use my makeup, my perfume. She'd even nick my tampons and then deny it.
Is there no one who would want her things?
I don't know.
What is it? Anything you think of might help me.
When I first met her, she was really positive, you know? Really excited about the future, but after a couple of months, she changed. She was different, always sneaking in and out, secretive. It was always as if she was waiting for something, like every time the phone rang, she'd look towards it like she was hoping for something to happen. I knew something was wrong, I just didn't know what. You never know now, will I?
Harwood House Library, 1964. Etiquette, all you need to know about home entertaining.
Dear Sir, I have enclosed a photograph of myself.
I would like to apply for the position of personal assistant. I'm presently working for a dental practice, but I've always wanted to travel, and as I have no dependents, this would not be a problem. I am able to type, but do not have shorthand experience.
Working. Reliable and hardworking. Please contact me on the number above. I look forward to hearing from you.
Is he in yet?
Oh, yeah. I think he spent the night here.
Barbara, you're trying to trace the advert in the paper, right?
Tell me about it.
Well, this might help. Found it in Louise Pennell's belongings. This is part of her job application. That's her suitcase. Meant to bring it in last night.
Barbara, grab one bacon roll. What's this?
It's Louise Pennell's suitcase. She just brought it in. Stinks of mothballs. I'm not bagging and tagging all that lot. Get lost.
I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Elizabeth Short. She was 22 years old and was murdered in Los Angeles in 1947. Her killer was never found. It was called the Black Dahlia case. Sorry. Just look at these mortuary shots.
Awful.
There are even more photographs describing the exact way that she was found, and a detailed description of the man that they were hunting. Hang on, there's even a sketch somewhere.
Give me a minute.
This LA killer sent anonymous letters to a reporter.
Louise Pennell's body was placed in exactly the same way.
A few years ago, there was a book out written by a detective who claimed that his own father was the killer. He worked for the LA homicide team.
The suspect?
No, his father. He was a surgeon. He was the police officer. Look, it's him.
Give me some breathing space. I'm still loath to go to the press with more details.
It's just that there are 2 other murders. If he is copying the Black Dahlia, he could go the whole way and kill again.
You know, they never released details of exactly how they... Yes, the Yorkshire Ripper killed.
Bacon roll, so no tomato.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, maybe they should have done. He murdered 11 women.
We give the press anything near the truth of this case, it will create mayhem. Right, settle down, everybody. Settle down, this will just take a minute.
Anna. Harwood House was a children's home. It closed down about 5 years ago. From the library book, we were able to check out a Mrs. F. Pennell in Margate.
Relation?
Well, I couldn't speak to her personally. She's very elderly and bedridden. But her housekeeper, a Joyce Hughes, says she thinks she's our victim's grandmother. Sorry, sir. I was just giving the Margate update.
Travis, don't bother phoning. Just get down there. In the meantime, have we had any joy in tracing this bloody advert?
Train timetable. I don't know, you get all the perks. Nice little trip to the seaside.
Barbara?
No luck, sir, but I'm thinking of applying for a job on a cruise ship.
Yeah, very funny. We find who placed this advert, and I reckon it'll lead us to the only suspect we have. So come on! Move your arses. Travis.
I hope this little trip to Margate proves worthwhile.
Is it all right if I go straight home afterwards, sir?
Why, you got a date or something?
I'll call you if I find anything.
Travis.
Follow me. Mrs. Pennell is expecting you, but she may be sleeping.
You worked for Mrs. Pennell long?
12 years. There used to be other staff, but now it's just me. Give me a minute. Florence? The lady's here to see you. Florence? There's a bell by the door if you ring it when you're leaving. I'll be downstairs in the kitchen.
Mrs. Pennell?
Sit down, dear. Have you been offered a drink?
No, I'm fine. Thank you. Do you mind if I take my coat off?
There's some gin and tonic on the dresser. Are you from the social services?
No. I'm here to ask you about a young woman called Louise Pennell. Mrs. Pennell, Louise was murdered. Mrs. Pennell, this is a photograph of her. Would you mind taking a look at it and telling me if you knew her?
Is it Raymond's daughter?
Who's Raymond?
My son. That's him over there.
This is your son?
He married a terrible woman. A hairdresser. He died of a burst appendix. If she'd had a brain, she'd have called an ambulance. But she let him die. Heather. Her name was Heather.
Mrs. Pennell, I'm here because I'm investigating the murder of Louise. I need to know if she was here, or if she was with anyone.
Yes.
I'm sorry?
I said yes, yes, yes. My son, I would have helped. But not that woman. With her bleached hair, common voice, cheap perfume. She was to blame. She killed him.
She can go on like this for hours. The same thing over and over. Do you want a cup of tea?
Yes, please. How does she live in that heat?
I should have warned you not to bring up Raymond. She's 94, and I think her venom is what keeps her alive.
Did you know her son?
No, before my time. Lot of gossip about him. Caught with young boys up in the sand dunes. Then apparently he met this hairdresser and wanted to marry her. But Mrs. Pennell wouldn't hear of it. Cut him off. I think she was pregnant. Doubt if it was his.
That would be Louise, the child.
I think that was her name. I only met her once.
Is this Mrs. Pennell's house?
Yes.
I'm Louise. I'm her granddaughter.
I'm sorry?
My name's Louise Pennell. I want to see my grandma.
If you're speaking about Mrs. Pennell, I'm sorry, she can't see you.
I don't...
It was last September.
9 months ago. I don't know who you are, but I've come a really long way.
I think she was after money. I'd say Florence is worth a few $100,000, probably more.
Well, I'm gonna answer this advert in the paper for a personal assistant. He's very wealthy. He's a writer. And he travels a lot, so I've got to get a passport. If he says he wants to meet me, and I haven't got the right clothes.
There's wardrobes full of good quality clothes that'll never be worn. So I went upstairs and got them for her.
Anything else?
I'd been sitting here polishing the silver when she turned up. After she'd gone, I noticed a few things missing. A candlestick holder.
Okay, well, I'm gonna need a description.
Oh. Will I get into trouble?
I know Raymond took my jewelry for that whore. And I never pressed charges.
Sad, isn't it?
But I could have done.
All this money and this huge house. And she came begging and then gets killed.
I don't know how good the food is here, but I thought it'd be nice to go local. Then you can invite me in for coffee after.
Really? I've never been here before.
Always a good idea to check out your local eateries. Reason being you can get legless and totter home. Okay, I'm gonna have the chicken liver to start and the meatballs for main. Are you having a starter?
Yeah, I'm starving. I have the avocado salad and the lamb tagine, please.
Did you get all that?
Yep.
Good man, thanks. We got a breakthrough on the missing boy. They found his body in Highgate Cemetery, stuffed into a half-dug grave.
Oh, God, I'm sorry. It's really hard to keep your distance emotionally when there's children involved.
It's the peripheral things that take it out of you. The poor mother couldn't speak. It was in total shock. My editor rings me and says, get her to talk about the way she feels. Sorry. I didn't want to get into it. But that was why I was late picking you up.
No, it's okay. I just got back from Margate anyway.
Margaret, what were you doing there?
Making inquiries.
About what?
Nah, I shouldn't really talk to you about it.
And, we're just having a nice, friendly dinner. I'm not trying to pump you for information.
Don't suppose you've received any more anonymous letters, have you?
Nope. But I've been away from my desk all afternoon.
Were the letters, were they addressed to you personally? It's only in the original Black Dahlia case their suspects specifically chose the journalist.
No, they were just in the mailbag. So what, you're linking the two cases now, are you?
You married?
Swift change of subject. No, I was. We broke up a year ago.
You have kids?
No. I had a parrot, but her mother's adopted it. Ah, come on. Thanks. Another bottle of the Merlot, please. Thanks. Do you think your killer had medical training? I know you're not telling the press any of the grisly details, but after you left, I looked up Elizabeth Short's murder on the internet. If this Louise Pennell's case is similar, it makes my hair stand up on end. What's up?
It's my boss.
Excuse me a minute. Hi. Surprise. Or maybe not. This has to be your local. I come here a lot.
First time for me. This is DCI Langton. This is
Richard Reynolds. Nice to meet you.
Dick. Enjoy your dinner.
Well, you're spoiled for choice. It's just after the beans.
And that's his boss.
Why don't we just get coffee back at your place?
You ready?
Anna, do you mind if I take a rain check on that coffee? It's just that I have to be up with the crack of dawn tomorrow, and I'll need to do a follow-up on that poor kid.
Oh, it's fine.
Bill, please.
Wait, hang on, let me...
No. This is on me. You okay?
Yeah? Wish I hadn't been clocked by my boss, that's all.
Can we do this again? And at a different restaurant?
Yeah, I'd like that.
That bloke you were with last night, the journalist,
Yeah?
I hope he wasn't pumping you for information.
No, he's just an old friend, sir.
Really? Keep your mouth shut around him, right? When we want the press involved, we rope them in. Don't go spilling any beans they're not privy to.
I wouldn't do that, sir.
How old a friend is he?
I've known him for quite a while.
Yeah, well, they're all the same as far as I'm concerned. Just be careful what you say to him.
I will, but thank you for the advice.
Hey, don't get shirty with me. Right, listen up, everybody. If we have a copycat killer, we need to be one step ahead of him. Now, I want you to pay particular attention to this. This is the LAPD sketch from 1947, the suspect. The only description we have of our suspect comes from Sharon Bilkin and the landlady, Mrs. Jenkins, so let's see how they match up. Tall, about 6 feet, possibly more, wore a long dark coat. We can put this drawing out.
It's the crime desk at the Telegraph. They reckon they've had a phone call from the killer.
Who am I talking to? Mr. Reynolds, I would be very grateful if you'd bring in a tape of the call immediately.
Did he ask for you personally?
Yes, but I didn't record that as it came via the switchboard.
It's exactly the same.
Let's hear it.
Well, Mr. Reynolds, I congratulate you on what your newspaper's done on the Red Dahlia case. You seem to have gone silent on it, and you run out of material. You could say that. Maybe I can be of some assistance.
A bit muffled here.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll send you some of Louise Pennell's personal things that she had with her when she, shall we say, disappeared. When will I get them? Oh, within the next day or so. See how far you can get with them. Now, I have to say goodbye. You may be trying to trace the call.
He cut me off.
It's almost identical to the call made in the Black Dahlia case.
Travis, Mr. Reynolds, I do not want the contents of this call printed in your newspaper or any reference to it. We'll send it over to the lab. It may be vital evidence. Play it again.
Well, Mr. Reynolds, I congratulate you on what your newspaper's done on the Red Dahlia case. You seem to have gone silent. You run out of material.
We got anything?
I'd say middle-aged male. Doesn't sound as if he's attempting to disguise his voice. Educated, confident, slightly upper crust intonation.
Is that it?
It's muffled, indistinct, and little background noise to pinpoint a location. This type of phonetic analysis is very time-consuming. It requires painstaking preparations of speech samples and close observation of acoustics and characteristics.
So what do? Shove our thumbs up our asses because it could take what? Days? Weeks?
Mike, I'm working on the adverts. I've been scrolling through them, and this one ticks the right boxes.
Novelist seeking a PA with shorthand and typing experience and a willingness to travel worldwide at a moment's notice. No previous experience required.
Applicants are to be between 20 to 30 years old, attractive and well-dressed. The dates fit, ad withdrawn 6 months ago.
And?
It was paid for in postal orders bought in different post offices. One in Slough, one in Charing Cross.
No, he's covering his tracks.
Can you please look at this sketch and tell me if it resembles the man that came to call for Louise?
Oh, similar. After you left, I had a good think about it, and I've remembered something. It might be nothing, but he held his left hand to his face, like this. Maybe he didn't want me to see him clearly, but I remembered. He was wearing a very distinctive ring, quite large, with a carnelian stone, I think.
It's a bit like him, but I never really had a good look. Whoever it was, Louise was scared of him.
Why do you say that?
The way she acted when she was going to see him. And she told me that he didn't like her to dress sexy. Demure, that was the word that she used. He liked her to dress demure. But on the night that we last went out, it was like she was sort of expecting him, because at first she didn't want to come with me.
Or did she receive a phone call or something? Something that made her change her mind?
I don't know. I mean, she might have done while I was in the bath. But she didn't wear her own clothes. She was in mine.
Not demure, then?
No. But she put on that red coat that she had.
So you said that she was wearing this red strapless dress with the sequins?
Yeah, with a pink sequin bag. That was mine.
Do you think that she was hoping to see him in the club?
I don't know. Well,
Maybe she wanted to dress sexy to piss him off. I'm having my nails done this morning.
There's no bank account, no post office savings. She gets 150 quid a week from the dental surgery, but she pays Sharon 120 quid in rent each week, so that doesn't leave much to live on though, does it? But there is the cash in the boot. But there's no trace of the red coat, 40s style with a velvet collar, skirts, blouses. Suitcase reeks of mothballs.
You heard we traced the advert? Well, the bad news is that the postal box and the number listed for applicants to call, which are drawn blank so far, it's a pay-as-you-go mobile.
Right, on my phone. Joe's already gone. Right, wait, but you can still trace the calls made to it. We have done that, haven't we? I'll do it. I'll do it.
Is the boss in? These were delivered to reception.
Dahlia's killer cracking wants terms.
The LA Examiner received an almost identical letter, sir.
He's a copycat.
That's bloody obvious, Paul. DCI Langton, I will give up on the Dahlia killing if I get 10 years. Don't try to find me.
Okay, take a break. Recharge your batteries. Go on, get out.
I'll deal with these. DCI Langton. Yes. About time. I'll send someone over to pick them up. Yes, and this is a murder inquiry that takes precedence of a few starlets getting drunk on champagne. Thank you. The club's releasing the CCTV footage. Get over there.
You hear about that girl that was murdered?
Yeah, were you not questioned already?
Nah, on part-time nights.
Right, well, this shouldn't take too long. I need you to look at these photos.
She didn't leave me a tip.
I'm sorry?
The coat didn't fit. Old-fashioned. I remember it because my mum had one.
You took her coat?
Yep. Hung it on the rail at the back. Out of system. The early birds usually are the ones that stay very late. Don't ask me why.
This is a sketch of a man we're trying to trace. You ever seen him?
I don't know if it was him. Sort of similar.
In the club?
Nah. Outside in the alley. We nip out there for a smoke.
Right, let's take a look at that.
He was parked opposite. Cars think they can park here at night and the wardens have a field day.
You saw him?
I didn't get a close look. He was sitting in his car.
Do you know what make of car it was?
A big car. 4x4 maybe. Very dark, but shiny. Clean. He got out of it when she came up to the passenger side. He said something and then she got into the car.
And the man looked like the one in the sketch?
Sort of, yeah. Older looking, thin face, tall. He had this long dark coat. Speaking of which, I'll better get back. There'll be coats like the yin-yang.
Is there anything else? Anything else you remember?
That other girl. They came in together. She's off on here. Naughty one she is. But she didn't stay more than an hour. They were having a row.
Will you stay with me? See if you can pull. I'm leaving. I haven't got any money, Sharon. Oh, well, you never have, do you? Here, this time you can pay me back.
Why haven't you come forward with this before?
I didn't think it meant anything, really. It doesn't, does it?
Dorian, you've been very helpful. Thank you.
Is there a reward?
LP deserved to die. Another victim will pay the same price.
The body of a white female has been discovered, dumped in a field off the A4. Body's covered in a red coat.
Not bad. You're investigating a brutal murder. You're a detective, you know the rules, and you've broken them.
By the time this woman's called in, Sam's scared, but she said she knows who the killer is.
Did your father ever entertain young girls like these, Emily?